Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the Success Strategist, bringing you WealthWise 2025, Week 46, the Wealth Multiplier Effect, designing systems that work while you rest. We're going to talk today about the Multiply framework. But before we do, let's talk about where we've been and where we're moving to. In our WealthWise 2025 weekly journey, we've been building resilient, future fit, purpose driven wealth. And this week, we're talking about one of the most powerful truths in modern finance. Wealth is not built by just working harder, it's built by building systems that work even when you're not. We've explored in prior weeks wealth at the edge, thriving in a world shaped by transformation, technology, and regenerative economics. This week, we go deeper into the how. How do we design wealth systems that multiply, compound, and grow at scale without burning out? This is the true wealth multiplier effect, where clarity, automation, smart allocation, and regenerative design come together to create exponential outcomes. So let's dive in. So why does wealth multiplication matter so much in 2025? Well, we're living in a mixed reality economy. AI is accelerating decision-making in every sector. Digital assets are reinventing ownership. Regenerative and values-aligned investments are surging. Inflation cycles and global volatility are reshaping traditional vehicles, and wealth is shifting across generations faster than at any time in human history. And here's the shift. Linear wealth strategies are outdated. Thus, exponential wealth strategies are essential to move forward. This means you don't build wealth only through labor. You build it through design, the architecture of your systems, behaviors, and financial infrastructure. If prior weeks taught us to grow regeneratively, this week is teaching us to thrive at the edge and to scale sustainably, intelligently, and strategically. So, what part of your current wealth strategy are you still relying upon you to push harder instead of your systems working smarter? So, the 2025 wealth multiplier trends you must know. Here are the latest macro trends shaping wealth multiplication. Autonomous wealth systems. AI-driven financial tools now enable automatically rebalanced portfolios, micro-investment across diversified asset classes, tax loss harvesting, inflation-adjusted allocations, and personalized financial forecasting. This is the rise of self-driving money, where algorithms execute your long-term strategy consistently and objectively. Regenerative growth, or capital as a growth engine, means we need to build off prior weeks' regenerative investing conversations, where green bonds, circular economy ventures, ESG, and community capital is outperforming traditional models, creating both a financial and social returns. This is wealth that ultimately compounds and renews. Key. So what is this second economy? Well, that's going to be digital and AI assets. More wealth is now being created in data, intellectual property, AI agents, digital products, microventures, and algorithmic content. The second economy operates 24/7 and doesn't depend on our physical labor. The rise of passive microventures. Entrepreneurs are building tiny automated income streams from subscription content, AI-driven courses, micro SaaS, digital templates, drop-shipped digital assets, and royalty-based IP. One microventure won't make you wealthy, but 10 can change your life, and 30 can change your legacy. Wealth by design, behavioral automation. Your habits are systems, your rituals are systems, and your boundaries are systems. So we need to multiply our right behaviors in order to multiply our wealth. So the multiply framework is 7 key principles that turn income into enduring wealth. The first is M, for mechanize your money. We want you to automate saving, investing, retirement contributions, debt pay down, recurring transfers, and investment rebalancing. Automation eliminates emotional decision-making and inconsistency. The U, upgrade your value vehicles. Are you only relying on salary, small business revenue, or one investment class? If so, 2025 demands diversification across regenerative assets, digital ventures, income-producing IP, community-based investments, AI-enabled side ventures, and traditional long-term portfolios. The L is for leverage other people's genius. You don't need to know everything, but you do need access to people who do. So add to your advisory circle a tax strategist, a regenerative investment advisor, a tech futurist, a behavioral economist, and a next-gen wealth builder. Because diverse intelligence equals multiplied returns. The T, turn assets into ecosystems. A business is not just a product, it's a system. Wealth is not just capital, it's a system. The wealthiest people don't own things, they own ecosystems that generate cash flow, data, relationships, intellectual property, trust, and brand equity. The I is for integrate regenerative growth. Ask yourself, does this investment add capacity or drain capacity? If it drains energy, time, trust, health, or sustainability, it's not your optimal wealth multiplier. P, protect your downside. 2025's volatility demands cybersecurity hygiene, asset protection, legal shields, diversified holdings, liquidity buffers, insurance coverage, estate and succession planning. You can only multiply what you protect. L is learn faster than the market, because in the transformation economy, your speed of learning is a wealth multiplier. Micro learning equals macro earning. Y is the yield through compounding. The earlier you automate contributions, the more exponential your wealth curve becomes, because in 2025, compounding isn't just financial. You can compound knowledge, relationships, intellectual property, credibility, and community trust. Everything you build can become an asset, building out your legacy and exponentially driving greater wealth for you, your family, and your community. So your week 46 challenge is to build out your wealth multiplier matrix. You can create a one-page map with 3 columns. Column 1 is what you control personally: habits, decisions, learning, discipline, etc. Column 2 is the things that you can automate: money flows, portfolio management, savings, investments. And column 3 is what you can multiply: digital assets, community capital, micro ventures, regenerative investments, intellectual property. Then ask yourself, where are you relying too heavily on effort? What can you automate within the next 7 days? Which assets can you multiply in the next 30 days? And what ecosystem can you begin building this quarter? So as we close out on week 46, remember, wealth is not merely earned, it is architected. Your systems will determine your success. The next decade belongs to those who multiply their impact, their assets, their intelligence, and their capacity to adapt. So ask yourself, what system will outlive me? What asset can I build once that pays me forever? What wealth ecosystem am I designing that my grandchildren will inherit? Because you are not just building wealth, you are building a legacy architecture. I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the success strategist, wrapping up week 46 of the Wealth Blueprint. Go lead with clarity, grow with purpose, and focus on multiplying that which matters most.